Hi, I'm Brad Sherman and I'm a design junkie with TerraCycle. TerraCycle is all about collecting waste and transforming it into new products. Today I'm going to show you a DIY project on how to make your own bracelet using old food packaging. The materials you'll need for this project are a pair of scissors, a ruler, a glue stick, and string or elastic. The first step is to find the food packaging you like. For this project, I'm going to be using Luna. After you locate your packaging, you're going to want to cut it apart and lay it flat on a flat surface. Now that I've opened the packaging, I'm going to lay it on a flat surface and I'm going to cut 25 rectangles with the dimensions of 4 inches by 1 3/4 inches. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my Sharpie marker and measure the 4-inch side. I'm going to mark out those 4 inches on the packaging. You'll want to use the silver side to trace because you want the color side on the outside of the bracelet. If you want a silver bracelet, then you can trace it on the outside of the packaging. Now that you have your rectangle marked, you're going to want to take your scissors and cut the rectangle out. You'll do this 25 times until you have 25 rectangles cut out of wrapper. You'll take the Luna wrapper and you'll fold it in half. The line that you made by folding it in half, you'll use to fold both sides in towards that line. Some wrapper will require that you use a glue stick to keep the sides down. So I'll run my glue stick alongside the wrapper and I'll fold the flap in towards the original crease that we made. You'll want to do the same thing for the other side. You'll take your glue stick again and run a line right down the center. And you'll fold it in half so it holds the piece together. You then take this piece and you fold it in half. You'll use that line that you just made from folding this piece in half and fold both tips in towards that line. You'll then fold it again once more. So you'll have a piece that looks like this. So I've pre-assembled 6 pieces and I'll show you how to weave the next piece in. So I'll take the 2 tabs and insert them into the 2 tabs that are sticking out in the bracelet. You'll do the same thing when you're starting from scratch. I'll insert them and pull them through and it will naturally stop when it gets to the end. So there, I've attached one piece. You'll continue to do this 25 times until you have a long chain. The chain will look like this when you're finished. The last step in making this bracelet is to close it. There's many ways you can do this. I would recommend using a piece of elastic. So for this, you'll want to cut your piece of elastic. I cut it roughly 6 inches depending on the size of your wrist. You'll take this piece and you'll weave it in through the end of the bracelet. You'll then take another end of the elastic and weave it through the other side of the bracelet. I like to weave it at least 2 pieces in from the end so I know it will hold. If you only weave it in one from the end, it may break apart. Now that both sides are woven into the bracelet, you can tie the elastic. Tie it as tight as you need to fit your wrist. I'll then use my scissors to cut off the excess. Then I would take the knot and I would hide it in the bracelet by pulling it through so you don't see it. And there you go. A bracelet with an elastic closure. Now for myself, depending on what you like, I've used brown M&M wrapper, which I think is a little bit more manly. Also, you can use the silver side, like I said before, to make a bracelet that's all silver. Another way you can make a bracelet is you can get really creative and experiment with different materials. One thing I did was I used wire and I wove it in through the pieces to make this silver cuff. You can download this project at TerraCycle.net. We also have a whole lot of other DIY projects that you can do. Thanks for watching this TerraCycle do-it-yourself project. More to come.